folks, welcome to Look Back. This is where I take a look at videos that I reviewed last year, 5 years ago, and 10 years ago, and tell you what I think about those games today. We'll start with last year, 2016, January. I took a look at Spy Alley Jr. This is a deduction game that I hate. Spy Alley was okay. It's a light deduction game for kids and adults, really. Spy Alley Jr. says, hey, let's add a really heavy dose of luck to that game with pretty, not really great components either. Bad, bad, bad. Skip it. Mod X is Tic Tac Toe, which doesn't look very good. It looks like it's deliberately made to look like a 70s style game, but it's still pretty neat. Definitely one that you want to check out. Trying to get different things in a row or in different shapes on the board, X's and O's with wilds. There's a lot more thought to it than you might think. Captain Flint. This is a game which is kind of a push your luck style game as you're flipping cards over. There's a lot of them out there. This is not one of the best, but it's a solid one. Zombies vs. Cheerleaders. This game from Matago. I probably like it better. I don't like the theme. The cheerleaders are too bimbo-ish, the zombies. But it's very asymmetrical. It's really kind of a cool, interesting game. The theme brought it down some points for me. Just Desserts. Speaking of theme, this one came up a little bit for me because I like dessert. And so this game where you're collecting different desserts, it's a very simple game from Looney Labs, but I just found it very enjoyable. Cat Tower. This is one of those games where you're taking cards and stacking them into a tower of cats. It's still my collection because it's so easy to bring out, easy for people to play. Cat Tower. Treasure Hunter. This is a game from Richard Garfield, who did Robo Rally and King of Tokyo and Magic the Gathering. But Treasure Hunter is a drafting game, and each turn you're going to draft cards and then use those cards to go and fight monsters in different areas, but you want to have the most of the cards for a certain area, or you're trying to get the most dogs. There's different things. It's just a really solid game. Really impressed with this one. I'm surprised it has not got more buzz. I thought it could be a Spiel des Jahres, honestly. And then I also took a look at the expansion, Goblin's Loot, which just added some more cards and stuff. Made the game that much better, honestly. Happy Pigs from Yellow. This is an economic game. It was originally published from I believe a Chinese company or Taiwan company, I'm not sure. But then Yellow picked it up, of course, added their beautiful artwork in it, and now we got pigs. And again, there's another one that's still in my collection. Even though the artwork is silly and fun, and you're giving the pigs drugs and producing piglets and more piglets and more piglets, really, there's a lot of, when do I sell the pigs? When do I buy the pigs? Excellent game. And then Steam Time. Steam Time is an intriguing game from Cosmos that you are like going through time and trying to collect different resources to pull things off. There's more stuff to get points than you'll ever be able to get. There's a lot of different decision making in this game. And again, it's one that fell by the radar, but is actually a really well done game. So that's stuff from 2016. Pretty much stayed the same as then. A lot of dropping from 2012, 5 years ago, though. First, we have Camp Roskilde. This is a game about rock stars, or going to a camp to watch rock stars, like a Woodstock type thing. A silly theme, silly cards, play, That's basically it. Existence on the Runes of Chaos. This is a game that I was more merciful to than I should have been. A collectible game of sorts, also mixed with a board moving around. And there were some intriguing things about it, but it's really, as time goes by, the more I look at it, the more it feels clunky. And I understand what they were trying to do, but it's better than the original version of the name, Existence, that was spelled in such a weird way. But still, as you can see, no one talks about it anymore, just very forgettable. 5 Straight. Well, this one's getting 5 in a row. It's a fine game, but I'm dropping at a point because it looks awful. Cobble Ale. Now, Cobble Ale is a game that looks really cool, where you're putting all these different pyramids on top of each other. It's a simple abstract strategy game from Gigamic, and it just has a really pretty look to it. Not that potent of an abstract strategy game, but good enough. Then we have Application Crunch. Hey, get ready to take the SATs. This is kind of a game to prepare you to applications. It's actually not that bad of a game, but the theme, who likes doing that for fun? Robin Hood. Now, Robin Hood is a game that's kind of settled for me. It's an intriguing game, plays best with a pile of players, and you're going to be offering people cards and making deals with other players, trying to get the most of different cards over the course of the game. I like it. It's still a fine game. I don't know that I like it as much as when I first played it. Again, you have to have a lot of people for it to work. Medina. Medina is a game that recently was reprinted by Stronghold Games. Medina, where you're putting wooden buildings down. This is really an excellent game. It's almost a push your luck game because you're building these up and you want to control one. But if you control it too early, you don't get that many points. You want to wait till it's bigger, but if you wait till too much, somebody else will take control of that building. And it just is a beautiful looking game once you're finished with it. City Tycoon. This one is not a bad game. The only reason it's dropped points is because a game called Suburbia has shown up. Hello, Suburbia. Suburbia is just so much better than City Tycoon, but City Tycoon was good. Putting tiles out, building a city, powering them with different things. An excellent game. I love city building games. Again, the only reason this one dropped is because Suburbia is that much better. Lifeboats. Woo! Meanest game ever. It might not be, but it's pretty close. In Lifeboats, all the players are on lifeboats, and you have all your sailors on lifeboats, and each turn you vote which lifeboat springs a leak. The people on that lifeboat vote who gets thrown overboard, and everyone votes which lifeboat moves forward, trying to get the lifeboats to the islands to get points. Then you move around in the boats a little bit and do it over and over again. Oh man, if you think you have friends, play this game. You might not when it's over. Poseidons Kingdoms. This is a very good game, which has one of my favorite mechanisms from a game, the dice wave, where the wave falls down, dice scatter across the board. Where they land matters. You're also building things. They took a lot of good parts of the other games. This is from the Lamont brothers and from Fragor Games, and it's really just a combination of good stuff, beautiful components. GameScoop picked it up. Took forever to reprint. They finally did get a reprint of it done, but it's a really good, solid game. And Ticket to Ride India / Switzerland. This is one of those versions of Ticket to Ride which gets better all the time. You'll see my rating of it has gone up because the Switzerland map came out a long time ago, but it's one of the best 2 to 3 player maps there is. And India is mean, and I like mean maps in Ticket to Ride. Just really good, solid maps. All right, let's go back 10 years ago to 2007. Megastar. This is about forming your own rock band, just playing cards, trying to get their best rock band. Yeah, it's okay. Struggle for Rome. This was one of the first variants of Settlers of Catan that I played that did something different. There were some different resources like horses and moving around a map. Now, they have since probably done this in better ways. The Ticket to Ride Rails in America was a similar, there's some similar games to it. In fact, they even added it into the base game a little bit with, I believe it was Traders and Barbarians. But just still, this is a good, solid, and it felt different version of Catan. Downfall of Pompeii. This game, which recreates the disaster at Pompeii, where the volcano, first half of the game, you build the city up, put as many people as you can in it. Second half, get those people out of Dodge, or get them out of Pompeii, and make the lava flow and kill the other people. It's kind of gruesome if you think about it at that level, but it's very abstracted, but still silly fun, and it comes with a volcano to throw the little wooden pieces in. And then Reef Encounters of the Second Kind. I always thought Reef Encounter was a good game. This was an expansion that added a few more things and helped differentiate it. I don't think it's essential for Reef Encounters, but it is a good, solid expansion. Those are all the reviews I did 1, 5, and 10 years ago this week. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and this has been Look Back.